Movie review number 1291 is David Lynch, The Alt-Wife. David Lynch, The Alt-Wife is a 2016 film that is co-directed by Rick Barnes, John Neudali Negunian, and Olivia Newgard-Horn. Rick Barnes, John Negunian, Nguyen, and Olivia Newgard-Horn, Neargardholm. So this movie has Janus Films and Film Constellation, and I saw this movie on April 6, 2025 at Mariemont Theatre in Mariemont, Ohio. So this movie is a documentary movie about the life and career of iconic director David Lynch, which is explored in more than 20 conversations recorded with him at his home. So the Mariemont Theatre and Esquire Theatre were showing several of David Lynch's movies, because unfortunately David Lynch recently passed away. Rest in peace, David Lynch. Now, I have never seen one of his films, but several of his films included Inland Empire, Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive, the original Dune 1984 version, and several others, like Eraserhead. Now, they made a documentary movie in 2016 called David Lynch, The Alt-Wife. I have never heard about this before, but I decided to go see it, and I enjoyed it. It's a different kind of documentary where instead you see several characters talk in front of the camera. It's really more about conversations that the filmmakers had with David Lynch, but it's more like audio conversations. Like we do see David Lynch in his home, and he's doing various things, like just sitting in a chair, painting, being with his daughter, and it was really neat to hear what he had to say. And this movie does detail how he got his start with filmmaking. With I believe it was Eraserhead that was his first film. So this movie takes us on an intimate journey through through the formative years of David Lynch's life. From his idealistic upbringing in small town America to the dark streets of Philadelphia, we follow Lynch as he traces the events that have helped to shape one of cinema's most enigmatic directors. This movie infuses Lynch's own art, music, and early films, shining a light into the dark corners of his unique world, which gives audiences like me a better understanding of the man and the artist. David Lynch stated, "I think every time you do something, like a painting or whatever, you go with ideas, and sometimes the past can conjure those ideas and color them. Even if they are new ideas, the past colors them." Wow. After seeing this documentary, I want to see several of his films. And I wish I had the time to do that, but unfortunately, I saw other things. But if those movies were to come back, I would definitely like to see them. And I heard David Lynch is probably considered one of the greatest directors of all time. And from what I've heard, he definitely knows how to make films, but also how to capture the art in his films, because he's also a painter. I knew that he was a director, but I forgot that he was a painter. And in this film does have him painting a painting. I forget what it was, but it does show that in this film. So it was really neat to see a documentary about David Lynch's life, but not a typical documentary, I would say. It's more about audio conversations that the filmmakers had with David Lynch during the time that they filmed it. And like I said, he's just doing various activities at his home, like painting, sitting in a chair. But he does go out. Like there's a scene where he's driving on a road, and you can hear him talking through one of his conversations. And it does explore his family, relationships, and where he is at with his wife, and how several of his family members, I wouldn't say although I would say disencouraged him to become a director. They didn't think that he could pull it off, or he would be successful at it. Well, David Lynch proved that he was a very great director. It is very sad that he is now gone. Rest in peace, David. But yeah, this was pretty good. I definitely recommend it. So that's my movie review of David Lynch, The Alt Wife. Please enjoy my next movie review. Alright, goodbye.